Alright, so let's see what we can find out about what's going on with Iran. I'm at the gym. I usually don't do cardio. I usually just do strength training, but I've put on about 30 pounds of muscle in the last month or so, and I've noticed that I have a lot less mobility. I'm not nearly as agile, so I realized I better start doing cardio, because it doesn't matter how strong I am if I have no stamina, if I have no mobility. So my goal is to be able to run 2 miles pretty quickly, but I tried the other day and I only got like a quarter of a mile before I felt sick and I stopped. So I'm just gonna walk 2 miles now. Looks like I might be able to do it in like a half hour. So I might go ahead and run, sprint the end, but let's take this up. Alright, this right here is 1 mile in 20 minutes. Let's do that and see if we can find out what's going on in Iran while we're doing that. Iran news, that'll work. Alright, what's going on? Iran files missiles at U.S. troops at 2 bases. Live updates. Alright. I don't want to get copy strikes, so I'm not even going to click on that. Dozens killed in stampede. Yeah, I don't care about that, although it is pretty funny. Rockets hit Iraq, where U.S. troops are located. Are they hurt? Iran launches missiles at U.S. forces in Iraq. Al-Assad, Erbil, top advisor to Iran's supreme leader, posted an image of multiple attacks. The tweet seemed to be a counterpoint to Donald Trump. Yeah, so far they've attacked, but I haven't seen like a list of casualties or what the response is yet, so I'm not sure, and I'm already starting to get kind of tired from walking. Another thing I have is I've got a blood clot. Well, I've self-diagnosed it as a blood clot because I don't have medical insurance, so I stopped going to the doctor a long time ago, which it doesn't bother me as much as it might bother most people. I think doctors, in a big way, will just kill you and give you bad advice. I mean, look at the opiate epidemic in the United States, and that's basically started by doctors just giving a lot of people Oxycontin that they shouldn't have given it to, and then to keep supplying them. And so many people have died from that. So yeah, I don't trust doctors at all. And I self-diagnosed it. My right leg, I think it's from sitting and driving too much, and also being dehydrated. It's happened to me once before, and then it went away on its own. So walking's good for it, but I also need to get some water. I am kind of dehydrated, so I'm just going to take you with me, and we're going to get some water. Where am I at? I'm on 16. So let's see if we can just crank this up and get it up to 20 real quick, because that'll be easier to remember. There we go, 17. Oh, come on. 18. Yeah, I can feel it in my leg there on the right leg when I crank it up. 19. And 20. Awesome. I can remember that. But yeah, so, yeah, I think it was just from sitting too long and from not drinking enough water. Maybe my diet as well. But, I have it, and I've just been self-medicating. Apples are really good. I need to get a whole lot of I can't think of pineapples so I can get the bromide. Hold on, let me get a drink. Yeah, I think most people in the United States are just basically dehydrated, so I consider that a big culprit. But apples, cinnamon, water, garlic, different vitamins that I can't think of off the top of my head. But yeah, self-medicated, and it's not as bad as it was. It's still there. It is something that will go away on its own. People freak out about it because it can turn into a PE, to a pulmonary embolism. And a pulmonary embolism can kill you, but I think a lot of people have blood clots and they don't even realize it. Like, they don't go to the doctor. It doesn't hurt a lot. It's just an uncomfortable feeling, kind of like I pulled a muscle or something. So yeah, it's pretty common. Like 500,000 people or 1 million people, I'm not sure, either half or 1 million people in America get blood clot, deep vein thrombosis, which is like a serious blood clot every year. And maybe 1 in 8 people that get that will die from it. So I don't know how many people are being diagnosed. I don't know how many people are taking treatment. A lot of times if you get a blood clot and you go to the doctor, they'll want to put you on blood thinners for the rest of your life and then tell you you can't eat stuff like potassium. And it's disgusting to me. Like, the cure, the medicine is in the food, but people are just so lazy and so fickle that doctors can't trust them to eat the food they need that would cure them. So instead, you get on a pill for the rest of your life, and of course it makes them a lot of money, but yeah, I'm not going to take blood thinners for the rest of my life. So let's see if we can find out anything else, what's going on with Iran. Iran missile strike. Oh, what's going on? Iran launches more than a dozen. Yeah, we already know that. So basically, it just looks like they've launched missiles. We haven't had any reports from the United States about what casualties there might be or a U.S. response. I totally believe that Trump is going to do some crazy shit. I'm hoping that he won't attack 52 sites that are cultural. But I totally believe he's going to do some crazy shit, so we'll see what happens. And see if we can find out anything more about what's going on. Okay, I just did another 1/5 of a mile, so that is it's 2/5 of a mile. My phone's about to die, and I need to get to work, so I don't think I'm going to do the whole 2 miles. It's mostly a time thing. I would do the whole 2 miles if it didn't take time, if I wasn't running out of time. But then on the other hand, I won't, because if I did that, I would probably puke, and I don't want to puke. So let's just go in here for 2 minutes and see how far we can get for a 2-minute sprint. Yeah, well, shit, I was going to pull up what was going on, but I'm not going to do that if I'm sprinting. I'll go ahead and pull it up, just give me a minute. So yeah, basically, what happened was Trump told the Iraqis to bring the Iranian guy to Iraq so they could have peace talks. And he told the Iraqis, hey, let's work out a peace deal, bring this guy over. And then when the guy showed up at the Iraqi airport, he flew commercially, just a normal commercial plane to Iraq. He showed up at the Iraqi airport, and Trump just bombs him, just kills him out of the blue after he tricked the Iraqis into telling him to come over. So we also had like reports of like some CIA spook that was in the Obama administration. I forget what his name was, but he wrote an article in the New York Times about Trump hypothetically killing this guy, and people are saying that they think he might have been trying to warn him. So it's all very cloak and dagger stuff, and pretty interesting. Whew. All right, I got 0.12 miles in on that one, so that's half a mile. Yeah, let's just see if there's any responses. U.S. response to missile attack. 12 missiles launched. Yeah, it doesn't look like there's been a U.S. response yet. So the U.S. is probably just going to make them sit in the hot seat. They're probably not going to respond immediately, or they already would have. And they're just going to make Iran sit in the hot seat and wonder what's coming. So, yeah, I mean, it's interesting stuff. Interesting times.